Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV for your instant, uncensored match reaction to Liverpool getting beat 2-1 by Roma in St. Louis. It was a weird game, wasn't it? I think it very much looked like what pre-season should be, a tactical run-out and a fitness run-out for Liverpool. You can't take too much from the game. I'm a Liverpool fan. I like to see us win. As Tom, as we were talking about in the office before, talking about the game, said, we came up against a good team for the first time in pre-season and they played really well against us. And I agree with that. I'd have liked to have seen us play them instead of AC Milan in the way the ordering ran to see if Roma would have been a lot better. They finished above AC Milan in the Italian league last season, so they are objectively a better team. You know, we looked like a team who'd played twice in 48 hours. We looked like a team of players who've come back from the Euros and haven't had quite that much fitness and are getting used to it. And we looked like a team where there are some key injuries at the moment, mostly in the defensive positions and obviously the keeper. So in one sense, you can be really negative. Liverpool lost. They lost 2 times away in the American tour out of 3. In another sense, you can look at it for what it was. It was a decent exercise. There was fitness involved. There was a trial of another formation, a formation change, and a lot of players actually got on the pitch. So I'm going to go with the positive and say, look, St. Louis, it looked like it was hot. The teams broke for drink breaks quite regularly during that game. They're not the best conditions to play a football match in. Roma, we talked about it on the build-up with Steve and John and Jonathan. Roma hadn't played a game since July 17th, I think it was, if I remember correctly. So we should technically be fitter than them, so we should have outclassed them in that sense. Also, they're not tired, whereas we played the game 48 hours before that. So who knows about that? What we did learn, so what can we learn from it? What I learned was that in the 4-2-3-1 formation that we started the game with, we played Chan and Wijnaldum as the 2 sitting. It's very open. We're going to concede chances in that formation. They looked like they could get us down the wings with El Shaarawy and Salah quite easily. Milner struggled at left-back defensively. He's not a left-back, we know that. And also, the overrunning of the midfield, they had Kevin Strootman broke a lot of times, Nainggolan broke a lot of times against us, and it actually was there to see that we might need a defensive mid. I don't know. Klopp said that his business is over, but is Chan just rusty because it was his first game back? I don't know. Would a Chan Henderson partnership in the centre be a lot more solid and not create that space? But against a good attacking team with good creative players, we could need a defensive mid for the season because we conceded a lot of space in that run-up. Also, you know, Lovren and Klavan didn't have the best of games. Klavan lost his man a few times, and Lovren was very slow to get to Dzeko on the goal. It's a great goal that Dzeko scores, and I actually really rated Dzeko when he played for Man City. I thought he was an underrated performer, but Lovren wasn't great there. Now, is that the tiredness of having played twice in 48 hours? With being some of the only fit defenders we've got, they've got a lot of game time, or is that ultimately a sign that Lovren isn't that good in that position and he needs to sit deeper because he needs to be able to be on his man? Who knows? We'll see that going forward. Ojo, though, positive in the first half. Ojo scores. Ojo looked bright again. He played on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side, sorry, and Mane on the right. Loads of pace. They looked forward. The first half was really open. Sturridge brought out some good saves from their keeper, and we looked like we could score going forward ourselves. So that was interesting. That was quite exciting. Second half comes and we make 10 changes. Wijnaldum's the only player who stays on the pitch, and it looked like a team that's made 10 changes. You know, we're quite disjointed. We lined up with Kevin Stewart and Andre Wisdom as our centre-backs. You know, they're not going to be our first choice centre-backs by any stretch of the imagination in the Premier League, hopefully. If we get injuries, they may end up being. We really need Matip to come back to fitness. We need Joe Gomez to get back to fitness. We need Sakho to get back to fitness just to give us those options at the back. Mignolet comes in first time for him, and, you know, he doesn't look great, does he? He does something very, very Mignolet-esque, which is he makes a decent save on the goal that we concede. The first save's a good save, and then he does nothing for the second one. He just stands there, and it's got to go down as a mistake by Mignolet. And it doesn't inspire confidence. You know, if Karius wasn't injured and Mignolet was just getting a run out in this game when he made that, pretty much we'd be sitting here saying, oh, there we go. Karius has just been confirmed as our number 1. But the fact that we know Karius is out for us possibly as long as 10 weeks, Mignolet looks like the same old Mignolet. Can goalkeepers be rusty from pre-season? I don't know. I think it's his second game of the pre-season. You know, he's only just come back into the fold yeah, let's just say they can be rusty on stuff like that, because that's what pre-season, they need a pre-season as much as every other outfield player. And hopefully let's get all those mistakes in these games out, so that when we go to the Emirates for the opening day of the season, he doesn't have a mistake in him. But he just doesn't inspire confidence, does he? The other big thing from the second half was obviously Moreno goes off injured. Now Klopp's come out and said it's not that bad, it's just a dead leg. We don't want to see that. That was the worry again in the build-up. Steve was mentioning, you know, there's players there who, there's positions where we're very weak, so we can't pick up a knock. And obviously every Liverpool fan watching that knows we've got one left back in the squad. There's James Milner and, as the cover, possibly Clavan, and everything else is, if Moreno gets injured, who are we lining up with? I don't think James Milner's the left back answer. We've got some links out there, some transfer links. I think the easiest thing for a football journalist to do nowadays is link Liverpool Football Club with a left back, because it's pretty obvious that we need one, and most fans want us to go out and buy one. So who knows? But apparently it's not too bad on Moreno. You know, Danny Ings looked all right. Second half was pretty disjointed. He could have scored towards the end. He could have equalised. He'd have made it 2-2. We probably would have all been a bit happier if it had been 2-2, because it's not a defeat. But who knows? So anyway, what I'm going to ask you is, what did you think of the game? How much stock should we put into it? Where do you think Wijnaldum's best position is? I didn't really speak about Wijnaldum, but he played there in the centre mid, and he looked good going forward. He didn't look great going back. Is it too risky for us to line up with a Wijnaldum and Henderson or Chan as a 2 away at Arsenal, or will we get away with it? Will a more fitter and match-fit Henderson and Chan be able to do that defensive midfield role? Do you think we need signings? Where do you think we need those signings? Is it a defensive centre mid? Is it a left back? Is it somewhere else? Is it a striker? Is it a new goalkeeper possibly? And what do you think our best formation is that we've played in pre-season so far? Is it the 4-2-3-1? Is it the 4-1-4-1? That was kind of experimented upon in the earlier pre-season games, or is it the 4-3-3? What formation are you excited to see Liverpool line up with against Arsenal? Put them in the comments below. We've got loads of content coming up. Chris and Paul are back via Frankfurt, via lost luggage on the way from, I think, from Chicago, maybe from Frankfurt to Manchester. Chris is back tomorrow. We will be doing the build-up to a double header of Barcelona and Mainz games. We will be doing, he's back, so he's going to be doing his own starting 11 predictions, and there's loads of sub-shows coming out. Also, there'll be loads of post-America stories to tell and content on the YouTube channel and on our website. So go over and subscribe to the YouTube channel and also to our website. It's only £2 a month. The first month is free, and we will see you soon.